薄いのアホ。
プリズムパワーメイクアップレディー
Welcome to Shojo and Tell, where we discuss shoujo manga and tell who's hot and who's not, talk about themes, and just generally geek out. Today, August 26, 2018, we're doing a preview guide about the first volume of Shortcake Cake by Suu Morishita, which was recently released in the US by Viz Media's Shojo Beat. I'm your host, Ashley McDonald, and I'm here with my boy toy, Jeff Ruberg, who happens to work at Viz Media. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hi.
What's up?
Manga's what's up.
Manga's what's up. Do you have any other, you want to introduce yourself in any other way?
Yeah, I guess people who don't know who I am, well, Ashley and I do a Digimon podcast together, but if you don't know us from there, I do work at Viz, but not on anything connected to content or shoujo.
Yeah, Jeff didn't know what this series was.
I didn't know the series was until you mentioned it. I was like, what are you saying? I don't understand. I can't parse that. But I work at Viz. I work on the mobile apps for reading manga, so the Viz app and the Shonen Jump app for iOS and Android. So you can read the content through there, but I didn't even know this existed until you mentioned it.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff is pinch hitting for Asher, who is supposed to be my guest, but then there was
Ash.
Yeah, your replacement Asher. Asher had a family emergency, so I was like, "Hey, Jeff, you're reading this volume of manga." And Jeff, what is Shortcake Cake about?
It's about buses.
No, it's not about buses.
It's about cake.
Nope, it's not about that either.
It's about shortcake. It's about a girl who goes to a high school that's far away because there's no high school in her hometown, and so she takes the long bus to get there and is totally okay with that until her friend shows her this boarding house that is full of wacky fun characters and
full of
cute
hot boys.
Yeah. And
Jeff, that's the important part.
after how much are we spoiling in this? I mean, this is the first chapter.
Yeah,
She becomes interested in staying in the boarding house, and it's a boarding house manga.
And then she stays in the boarding house.
Yes.
The end. It's over.
Spoiler for the first chapter.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to spoil the whole thing right here. I mean, as far as we know, there are at least 9 volumes. That's correct?
Yes, I was looking in the Line manga app at the Japanese volumes, and there are 9 volumes now. I'm not sure if it's ongoing, but I was just we were looking at the covers to see what cute boys
which
are on
boy
there.
is this?
The covers have a different art style, which I really like. I really like the art style throughout. I mean, that's the thing we're going to talk about, I'm sure. But the covers have a different art style that makes it kind of hard to distinguish the boys.
Yeah, we were like, which one is this? Is this Riku or Chiaki? I don't know. I don't know.
And apparently, through these covers, learned that Chiaki is a redhead.
Yeah, so you like him the most, right? Because you're redheaded.
Which one was this? In the volume 3 cover and the volume 6 cover in Japanese, it seemed like he's a redhead. So, yeah, I like redheaded characters. So
this is all to say that, whatever we say about this first volume, there are 8 more volumes at least. So can't spoil that much.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, what are your general thoughts? Do you like this? Do you want to tell the people to read it? And why?
I did really like it. I think the thing that I thought was the strongest element of it was the art style and design. I mean, it affects all sorts of different elements. Like you can tell from the cover that it has a distinctive pop aesthetic. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that I was like, I like this use of screen tones or whatever's happening here.
Yeah, the screen tones aren't really obvious from the cover. There's a bit of that kind of stuff in the design of the English title. But it's just a really stylish use of typography. There's the really thin type mixed with really bright colors. And then, once you're in the actual volume and it's normal manga artwork, it's not color. There's really stylish use of screen tones and I don't know, the transition little effects I feel are more stylishly done than other shoujo manga that I've seen. In a way that's I don't think it was completely unique elements, but it's just the way they're employed felt very stylish. And also the style in general, in the last chapter when they're in their not high school uniform clothes and they're all just going around the town.
And Ten has a nice beanie going on.
Yeah.
Do they go under a waterfall? Is that what happened?
Yes. How is that clear? How is that unclear to you?
I don't know. I just feel like, well, no, it was unclear to me because after they got off the boat, they weren't and we're soaking wet. They were like, let's go get some cake or whatever. And I'm wait, didn't you get soaked under a waterfall?
Because I thought they were rowing for long enough that it kind of dried off. I guess it was unclear what time of year it was. Because they're wearing long clothes, so it's not summer, but...
See, it was unclear.
Oh, wait, no, it's clear what time of year it is because the school year started. So and they say it's a month after school started, so it's May.
So it's May.
Like beginning of like May 1st.
Okay, I mean, I guess it's like warm then. I'll let it pass.
But yeah, I think I don't know, so I'm pretty new to shoujo. Like I'm new on my shoujo journey, right?
Yeah, you're a shoujo noob still, I think.
But I feel like a lot, like the shoujo that I have read have all been ones that are like extremely distinctive, or like really well known for some big element, like we never learn. Oh my god!
Oh boy, get off.
We were there. We learned there. No,
we learned there.
We were there. We never learned is not a shoujo manga at all. Oh boy. But anyway, we were there. It's like, oh, it's so like deep and like it explores these like not darker, but like heavier subjects. And Kimi no Todoke, I guess, doesn't have a big hook like that, but it's like hugely popular and long running. It's like a mega hit. And things like Fruits Basket and stuff, well, it's like also a mega hit, also like deep
dark.
Deep isn't, I mean like just going into like deeper emotions, and I don't mean like, oh, it's so deep, oh man, it's so deep. Okay, sure it is. But so I feel like this is hard for me to judge from the perspective of like not really knowing where it's going. Like, does it get to really distinctive, unique things story-wise? I don't know, but I feel like I just enjoyed the visuals enough and the characters. Like none of it felt like, oh man, this is like the most X in any one thing, but it felt fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it will like blow your mind in the first volume, but like it's fun, and 10 is fun. There are a lot of characters, I must say. We have to introduce all the characters.
So the name, it's a weird name, Shortcake Cake, and it's not explained what it means in the first volume. They do eat shortcake in one scene.
Yeah, they eat shortcake in a scene.
Which maybe you could argue is an important scene, but it's not that important. And there's a note.
It's where they all want to go on dates in the future, right?
Oh, that is true. Well, so there's a note in the special thanks at the end of the volume that says, Shortcake Cake has a very sweet meaning. We'll do our best to make sure you enjoy reading it. So like, what is the meaning? Who knows? Maybe it is just that like the end goal of what you want to share with the person you love, I guess.
Yeah.
But I brought it up now because I think when we're describing, oh, it's fun, and like the thing that immediately comes to mind when you describe things, oh, it's like a popcorn movie, it's popcorn in it. But like this feels like it's like a sweet bit of shortcake. Like it's just like a fun light snack. It tastes really nice. It's not like the most like hearty meal you've ever had, but it's fun, it's sweet.
There's a strawberry in it.
Yeah. And I feel like it was intriguing. Like there's definitely, the way the volume ends, there's several different threads that I'm like interested enough to keep reading.
Yeah, there's a character that seems much more prominent in end art, like in the chapter titles. Yeah. Shark Boy. He's not named yet, right? He has no name.
He's named Ray.
Oh, he has Ray. His name is Ray. Okay.
And, he doesn't. It's unclear what level of shark teeth he has, because this is an important qualifier for anime manga characters. Because he only has the shark teeth in the one scene where he bites someone. Spoiler alert, he bites someone with shark teeth. But in the other artwork, so yeah, he's in the actual content, the story very briefly, but is in like all of the cover artwork, the chapter artwork, the color spread stuff, above even the glasses guy who is prominent in the story. And I'm like, there's a joke about
that guy is definitely not prominent in this. He has like no role here.
But so yeah, it's unclear if he's clearly going to be important. But also, according to the one that's on page 163, it says the title page collection chapter 2. Maybe the meaning is just that short is Riku, cake is Shiaki, and the second cake is Ray.
Oh goodness. I like Ray because he has he has the bags under his eyes and stuff, and I'm like, he feels much more like a shonen.
Relatable.
Yeah. He feels like some evil shonen protagonist more than a shoujo like possible love person, if that's what this is implying.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see if he is going to be a love interest, because it does not seem like he fits the visual aesthetic of a love interest.
I was most excited to see him in this volume based on like having scrolled through it a little bit before reading it, but then he's like, he only has like one scene, and I was disappointed.
It's definitely an intriguing scene. That's one of the big mysteries that I'm interested to find more about.
Right. Oh, well, we should set up the mystery is that like, so of the 6 people in the boarding house, one of them is from the town in which the boarding house
Right. Most people in the
is.
boarding house are there because the like other local towns don't have high schools, so they have to live in the boarding house to go to the high school and not have a really long commute. But then there's one guy who everyone in the town seems to know, and they're like, why is he in this boarding house if he's from this town? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then he runs into the shark teeth boy who bites him, and they clearly have a history together being in this town. And you're like, all right.
I guess it's better if someone bites you because you have a history, not just because
Yeah, not just like randomly. Yeah, that's true. There's a reason that dude bit him. And you're just going to have to find out, you know? So, like, that alone is enough to make me be like, yeah, give me volume 2. Like, what's that?
There's a mystery of the name, Shortcake Cake.
What other mysteries are there?
Well, I don't know about mysteries, but there's enough characters that I want to learn more about.
Yeah, I want to know why Chiaki is my favorite, because he's always reading books, obviously. And he quotes Dale Carnegie, which makes me laugh endlessly. Because
I like when he quoted Shakespeare, and then Riku was like, Shakespeare, really? Like,
that's what you're quoting at me? At least he didn't quote Dale Carnegie at you. Oh my.
Well, I like how like everything he like quoted up until that point was fairly niche, especially from a Japanese. Actually, I don't know, because there was the one Japanese author, and I was like, I don't know if that's
he did quote a
in Japan.
It was Turgenov, who is Russian, that Japanese person. Dale Carnegie.
So anyway, I feel like the Shakespeare one was like, wow, I thought you like niche or more obscure things, but like Shakespeare, like we all know Shakespeare.
Oh, that was definitely the vibe I got from that scene. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I in particular think Dale Carnegie is funny because I work at a subscription reading service in which one of the most popular books is consistently How to Win Friends and Influence People, which I'm pretty sure is him. Jeff is looking at me.
Apparently that is true. Oh.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was super funny.
Wait, what? Okay, that's news to me because I just assumed that was like the Carnegie of like Carnegie Hall and Carnegie Mellon University.
That's why it's funny.
Oh.
How to Win Friends and Influence
Well, that's
People.
a popular book, especially nowadays. I didn't realize that book was also so old.
It's super old.
Yeah, I thought it was like a recent thing about social media. I didn't realize it was like from 1936.
Nope, yeah. It's just a perpetual bestseller.
Huh.
Everybody has to go read Dale Carnegie now. You gotta know how to win friends and influence
I
people.
wonder if that Dale Carnegie quote was from that book.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look up the quote to see if it was from that book. It was about boats.
Just as we've been talking, I've been flipping through pages and like just seeing things out of context, like not reading for the story. There are like just I don't know, the use of screen tones is really pretty. Like here's just a random picture of Riku.
I believe it is Riku. Yes.
I find it hard to distinguish them out of context. In context, it's not so hard.
Yeah. Looking at the covers, we're like, seriously, which one is this? We're pretty sure this isn't a new boy.
But there are new boys.
Okay, whatever.
There was one boy that we were like, we don't think we
recognize. Of the
recognize
boys that we've been introduced to so far, which is Chiaki, book lover, Riku, womanizer. What was the other one's name?
Gucci, I think was his last name.
Okay.
The first name was like
Glasses
Yuto.
Smart one.
There's no character page because it's the first volume, so I'm checking the Japanese volume 2, Yuto.
Yuto, that sounds right.
Doesn't list his last name here though.
That's fine. Glasses boy who is smart and tutors everybody. Which one of them is the best? Who should end up with 10?
And Ray. Did you mention Ray?
No.
And there's also a bag under his eyes, mysterious guy Ray.
Yeah.
So those are two different questions though, right? Like favorite character,
Okay, sure.
who you like the best, and who you want her to end
Answer
up
both
with.
of them.
I don't think I can judge who I want her to end up with yet because I don't think we've seen enough of their characters. I think, given what I've seen them so far, I'd lean towards wanting her to end up with Chiaki, but it's so early that I can't. In terms of characters that I feel like I got the short end of the stick because I think Yuto is the best, and he's not even a lot of interest.
Why?
Because I feel like he's the most like undermined isn't the right word I'm looking for. Like average. You know, like he's like not drawn to be like, oh, the pretty boy, the boy that people walk through in school, people that someone walks by in school and everyone turns to look at them, which is what they explicitly say about Chiaki. And I feel like Riku is also like they're both like, oh, they're so pretty. And I feel like Yuto is more like an average looking boy who looks nice, you know, like you give me a weird stare.
I'm like, because he's not hot. He's definitely the one who is supposed to be grounded, down to earth, and like, you should date for more than just looks. You should date for other reasons, and looks are a secondary thing.
We're not mentioning Aoi, who I thought was a boy for a while.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Jeff was like, why are there only 2 girls? I was like, there are 3 girls, and you've met the one. She's right here on this page that you are staring at. Right
I was like, I thought that was just a very, very pretty boy.
Clearly, Ten should end up with Aoi.
I thought it was
then.
a boy who had very nice eyelashes. Like,
Oh, see, you're in love with Aoi then. You noticed her eyelashes.
it was the one thing that made it clear that she's, I guess, not a boy.
Okay. Well, I definitely like Chiaki because he's into books and he quotes Dale Carnegie, so that's nice. I also currently do believe that she should end up with Chiaki, but I want to be sold on Ray.
Is it a good time to bring up that question we got?
Sure. Hoodley on Twitter asked, do you have any predictions for what might happen later in this series? Aside from the obvious of the two leads getting together, which isn't obvious because
Right, I thought that was an interesting question. 'Cause I'm like, which are the two leads? Like,
who are the two leads? Tell us.
I will have to say though, this Japanese volume 2, though, like the character page has her and Chiaki on the same page, and
Hot.
then Riku's on the other page. So maybe they're the two. I wouldn't. From this first volume, I would have guessed that Riku was the more.
Riku is the one who's crushing on her like way harder.
Riku's the one who I feel like gets more panels, and also we see his internal monologue, which that was something I thought was interesting. Whereas Chiaki,
We don't have Chiaki's monologue. Just no.
maybe that's going to be like a future thing.
He's just reading books. He's always walking around being like, why did you take away my book?
I don't want to spoil the gag, but that one gag with when he's at the table and they take away his book was amazing. I wanted to screenshot it and like post it on Twitter, but I was like, it's not going to work well out of context. But in context, it's great.
In context is good. As for predictions, in a serious note, I assume that Rei is like part of Riku's family somehow, because there is that talk from that guy who's like, how's it going at home? And he's like, I live in a boarding house or whatever. Like,
oh no, yeah, I think. Well, I think we can definitely conclude from this volume is that, that they're part of, maybe like they're both part of, I don't know if necessarily the same family, but some kind of fancy and I guess somewhat religious. I don't know the term for that.
Because they met him at like a shrine.
Yeah, the shrine. I don't know. What was it? What Washiri? The thing that Rei was wearing? Yeah. Anyway, some kind of like prestigious family, and he didn't get along and left. Whether the same family, whether they're brothers, I don't. But also,
yeah, I don't want to say they're brothers. That seems like going too hard into it.
Like it could. I'm thinking it could also be like a branch family kind of situation. You know, like if they're not brothers, it leaves them open to be.
Oh
a
yeah,
thing.
I mean that's what that character page implied, right? Like,
What?
Just them were they not on the same page?
I guess they were, but not close together. He was. I mean, yeah, they're like.
I mean, Rei bit him. I mean, come on, that's basically a kiss.
Yeah, that's an indirect kiss. No, but there's the scene where she is doing the radio morning exercises, which I didn't realize the thing you can do without the radio.
I was like, why is she doing it without the radio though? Isn't that like super funny and weird?
I guess at the point where you like have heard it enough times, you memorize the routine, and
isn't that like an old person thing to do?
I think so.
Okay, just making sure we're clear.
I think it's like the impression I remember getting from animes. It's like an old person thing to do and like a thing to do with kids when you need to keep them occupied. But also I think where I remember seeing that most prominently recently was that one Ghibli movie we saw like a year ago. I can't remember the name of. Only Yesterday? Yes. Which is old enough that maybe those people who were young then are old now. Like, I don't remember how old it is. But anyway, so she's doing the morning radio exercises and tries to go to a temple looking place. I don't remember if it was a temple or a shrine. I don't think we saw it up close.
Oh, and he was like, no, you can't go there.
It was big enough to look like more like a temple, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a shrine. But anyway, he was like, no, everyone knows that you can't go there. And I'm like, does everyone know or can you not go there?
Oh.
So.
Oof, so much Riku.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Where's Sora? Jeez.
Shut up. As for predictions of other things, okay, so they're all in high school. They're in different levels of high school, though.
The main characters aren't. Her and the main two boys and her friend. Yeah. They're all first years.
But the other two are older. So they got to move out. There got to be new boys.
I'm really excited for like volume 2. Hopefully, probably having a character page because like I just constantly had to flip back to that one page where they all introduce themselves.
Aoi?
No, for all of them. Like we're all at the table introducing themselves, like saying, "I am this year and I go to this school."
Yeah.
I had to refer back because I was like, "Wait, okay, so these ones are this year. Oh no, but this one's a different school."
Yeah, I definitely screenshotted that shot and was like,
that's what I should have done. I didn't think to do that. I just flip back every time. Because it's not just the weird thing is that they're all in this boarding house because their schools are far away, but they don't all go to the same school. Most of them go to the Nekochiya, and 2 of them go to Shogyo. which I thought there might be meaning behind those names because I haven't seen the Japanese version. I can only read the Japanese preview, which doesn't go up that far. But anyway, I assume Nekochia is cat because I mean she has all the cat imagery. She has cat eyes and stuff.
Which is weird.
It is a little weird, but it's cute. But so yeah, they go to Nekochia school, and the other school is Shogo, and I was like, maybe there's some kind of like name pun there. And Shogo, the kanji is just for business, so that's boring.
Business school.
Yeah, business high school. Like,
Ooh.
Okay.
Also, Nekochia seems to be a fake name. Like, that's not a real place in Japan.
Okay, I would have assumed that. Are you trying to like hunt them down?
I don't know. I just like to know where they are in Japan, you know? Like, I like to be like, why does she have to commute for 2 hours one way?
I just assumed she was in that big stretch of Japan that's just like, there's nothing important here.
There's nothing.
Although they do talk about how Nekochia is a tourist attraction. So that is, I guess it is kind of a, I guess I would be curious to know what it's based on, what town it's supposed to be.
But when I looked it up, like only Shortcake Cake came up. So like, I was like, okay, I assume this is fake. But yeah, I'm curious actually about the town that she came from and if that becomes more important because it seems so sad that even if it's not a town with lots of people that live there, that like all their children have to go live in a boarding house to go to high school.
I don't think that is that abnormal a thing in Japan. It sounds like a familiar. I can't remember where I heard this.
That's so lonely and sad.
Well, yeah, but I think it's probably becoming even more of a thing with aging population, and yeah, I think I've heard there are like some towns where it's like there like aren't any kids and stuff like that. So
Japan?
Yeah, no, it's sad, especially for like you lose the kids you do have, you lose to go to high school.
Okay, I
like,
definitely hope it goes into modern Japan age dynamics and like
I doubt it will. Like I don't know if that. But talking about like leaving home, that one of the things I thought was the best emotional moments that resonated with me was the like her deciding to stay home because she wanted to make her mom happy.
I knew this would be.
And then she like decides to leave, and she's like, I want to leave, but I don't want to. Like my mom wanted me to stay, and she's like she's hesitant about it. But then she just like she's like I'm fine with commuting. Like, I'm totally fine with commuting. Like I don't have any reason to not commute. Oh, this is actually really fun. I guess I should just ask. Oh, but I'm nervous because like she wants me to stay home, and then she just does, and the mom's like, yeah, it's fine. And like I don't know, that felt.
You sad. You felt you need a hug.
I mean, it felt sad, but also pretty realistic of like how, like that dynamic of it reminded me a lot of a moment in Kimi no Todake where I forgot her name. Sadahar? Not Sadahar. That's a character in Gintama. That's a dog in Gintama. Sawako. Is it Sawako or Sadako?
I always confuse it.
I don't know which one's the real one. She like has never gone to anything like a Christmas party with friends. And like before she meets all his friends, she's like, I don't really need friends. I'm fine the way I am. And then she meets friends and she's like, I love having friends. Like I didn't realize how much I missed it when I didn't have it. And then she wants to go to a Christmas party, but her parents are like spending Christmas with her. And she's like, I don't want to leave them, but I want to go spend Christmas with my friends. And
Jeff gets very emotional over all older child and parent relationships. That's Jeff's, that's what gets Jeff's heart.
I mean, that's like that particular experience of like doing stuff with family because you don't have friends that you can do stuff with, and then getting friends and then leaving behind the family. Like that's something that I've like felt extremely sad about since like 4th grade. Like in 4th grade, there was a Halloween fair thing at my elementary school every year. And I always went with my dad. And then 4th grade, I went with friends and my dad. And I was like, I feel so sad. I miss my dad.
Oh my God. You were not supposed to feel that in 4th grade.
I was nostalgic for 3rd grade.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely hope like she goes home and that becomes like a plot thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I really liked was the way the faces are drawn in the word bubbles to show who a character who's talking. Because I mean that's not like a unique thing. Like I've seen lots of anime do that, or manga, not anime. But what I thought was interesting about this is that it's like so few lines it's like when Yuto, the glasses guy, is talking, it's just his glasses, or like when the main character is talking, it's just her cat eyes. Like some of them aren't quite as clear as those two, but like I think it was still pretty clear in context what was going on and who was talking from that, and it was a cute little element.
I think we should talk about Ten's ridiculously long hair.
I didn't realize how long it was until like halfway through. I was like, oh boy, this is
so untenable. Ten, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Also, real talk, the way that gender messes you up is I looked at the Shortcake Cake Volume 1 cover, and Ten has light blue hair, apparently. But I looked at that without seeing her ponytail things, and I was like, that's a dude, and then I realized that it had a ponytail, and I was like, oh, that's not a dude. Okay.
I actually thought it was a dude too, because I think that especially that blue hair looks a lot like the main character of Assassination Classroom.
Okay.
Who is like there's a plot point that he's like a fairly effeminate looking boy. And he has that same color hair, and I'll show you a picture afterwards.
Gender, it always comes at you in unexpected ways.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the long hair here, because I don't know the history of like long hair in shoujo stuff, but I feel like a lot of times when I see long hair in anime targeted towards boys, it feels like such a you don't really know or care about the implications of what it's actually like to live with this. It's just for boys to, it's just for guys to like fawn over.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
play with.
Yeah, or just like, I don't want to say fetish, but like a kind of like, just like not realizing how impractical that would be, how difficult that would be for them.
Yeah.
But
it's super difficult.
I guess Usagi in Sailor Moon has
Very long hair.
Does she? It's all up in a bow. Wait, no.
No.
I'm all confused.
You are very confused.
And Sailor Venus also? Yeah, so I take back my claim that like long hair is not a thing in shoujo so much, because it totally is.
It is, but it's still always, I still always react to it viscerally, like, why do you have so much hair?
And I guess hers is weird because it's not like a lot of volume. It's just like little
it's always like
ponytails that are really long.
Thin. Yeah. And she has it in like a braid at the end.
Oh, she does?
2 braids, I think. Yeah, when they're on the boat or something. On the bus. Yeah.
And a lot of the color artwork, or I don't know if it was like the stuff that's at the end of the volume that's not in color for this, but you see a lot of her hair more prominently there.
Yeah. I'm confused because in the volume itself, it's drawn very darkly, like it's black. But I'm like, but it's supposed to be light blue. Why are you doing this?
Is here where I complain about hair color?
Oh yeah, Jeff, you gotta complain about hair colors.
So I have to guess. So I've noticed this. It was in this series and a lot in Kimi no Todoke. So I have to assume it's like a
I
common
never
thing.
noticed this until Jeff whines about it.
So her hair, I mean, it's weird for her. I'll talk about Kimi no Todoke first, because that's more standard. Like Sawako has this dark hair, like it's like blackish, like brown, dark brown. Like that's like a canonical hair color is dark. But whenever there's like a scene where it's like very happy and light and like, it's like sparkles are shining, her hair becomes white for that panel. And that, I think it's only weird. And it's like, it weirds me out because there are like 3 or 4 different styles in which Sawako is drawn. It's like, there's like her chibi style, there's like her being scary, like Ghost Girl, her normal, what she actually looks like, and then her like when she's happy because Kazuhaya said something cute, like, and like she has a different hair color, or no, it's the hair color is only different for that last state, but like the way her hair is actually like what it looks like, the consistency of her hair is changes for each one. Mm-hmm. So in this series, it's weird because her hair is canonically light blue, which I assume they just draw as dark because that's easier than doing like complicated screen tones every panel. But then the same thing happens when something is like touches her heart and she like gets the doki doki.
Yeah.
Then her
and Jeff
hair
was like, "Wait,
white.
Who's this girl?
Like, is there a new girl here?
Is there a new girl here?" I'm like, "Why is this hard for you to follow?"
Well, because there are a bunch of characters introduced early on, and like you're trying to, and because her friend Ageha.
Yeah.
Her name
is hard.
Her name is too close to Ahagao.
What does that mean?
Oh boy, we're not going to talk about it here. It's those shirts with the. So Agaha. So like she has the blonde hair. That's like when what's her name now? Oh my god.
10?
When 10 becomes happy and her hair turns white, it looks like Agaha, and I'm like,
no, I disagree. They do not look the same. Jeff's like, their only defining feature is their hair. I'm like, that's not true.
Which I mean, like I totally just argued the opposite in that like their hair, their faces are distinct enough that you can use like a couple of line strokes in a bubble to distinguish them.
Not paying attention.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Okay. So overall, we believe that people should pick this up, right?
Totally. I mean, it's hard for me to know like a solid recommendation, obviously, because it's just volume 1.
Yeah.
but I definitely was like enjoyed this volume enough to be. I think if it didn't have the like really interesting design aesthetic on the cover and throughout, I would be a lot more hesitant in recommending it and like myself wanting to own it, because I'd be like, well, I just need to see where the story goes. It's like a cute story, but like I don't know if it's going to actually be that entertaining in the end. Like I would borrow from the library or something like that. But with the really neat design elements, I'm kind of annoyed that you're giving away our copy. I want to own a copy.
We can buy another one.
I'm going to buy another copy.
So read Shortcake Cake. Find out why it's called Shortcake Cake eventually, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Bleach situation where you're like, why was that ever named Bleach? I read 74 volumes in a
now that you mention it has to be it's what they share when they're with the boy they like,
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was even like a thing. They almost go to that place again. They're like, no, we can't go there yet.
Yeah.
We can't return there.
We can't return there. That's right. We cannot return there until a boy has been chosen. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Also, wait, no. The last thing I really want to highlight is the font. Not the font, not the dialogue font. The dialogue font is okay. The dialogue font's like no complaints. It's good. I have no complaints.
It's a solid font.
It's a solid good font. But the I don't know, like the internal monologue and narration font, like whenever it's a square bubble, that's like not someone talking or it's their internal thoughts. That font is like I don't know.
Can you show it to me right now?
Like it's just like it's this really perfect mix of like.
Jeff is also super into fonts. That's another thing.
It's I guess I should say typeface, but anyway, it's like it's really it's cute, it's bubbly, but it's not like overly cute at all. It's not like it's not like a comic font. It's not like dialogue font. They're like you're clearly reading a comic book, but it's like it's just so good.
It's just so good.
For some reason, the font choice really affects my mood while reading something, like how much I'm enjoying it.
So it had awesome typeface, so it was good. Amazing. Okay. Well, you can also possibly win a copy of this awesome match and typefaced manga by entering our giveaway for the first volume. You can enter on Twitter and Instagram. That was my decision. You can also email. We will not post this anywhere else. If you're listening to this episode, if you email, what should they email? Cake short. Yeah. Email me an email with contest entry, cake short. Jeff just made a great face. And I'll give you 3 entries for that. So yay, free manga. Who doesn't want that? Okay. Thanks for listening to Shojo and Tell. Comments, questions, constructive criticism, concerns. Email shoujoandtell@gmail.com or leave a comment on shoujoandtell.com/previewguide2. Please leave a rating in iTunes or Stitcher or wherever else like star ratings can be left. I don't even know for podcasts. We're at Shojo and Tell on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, where you can, enter the contest on 2 of those things. Also Tumblr. Jeff, where can people find you on the internet?
I am on Twitter at JeffandlyJeff, and I guess I should check out our Digimon podcast. What? Yeah.
Which we also do with Asher and Asher's brother, Andrew.
The one that I'm replacing. The real me.
Yeah,
I'm the nobody to Ash.
Yeah.
Ash's.
Yeah,
whatever.
we're non-nobodies.
Yeah, there's no term for when they're not a nobody.
Okay. Thanks again for listening. Our next main episode is going to be about the first 11 volumes of Banana Fish, which I know is the podcast that you've all really been waiting for, so stay tuned. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Jeff.
It's Banfi.
It's not Banfi.
Banfi.